All right, what's happening, guys? It's Dr. Randy Johns with the Happy Healthy Guys. How are you today? And I've got my better half
Dr.
here,
Rob.
Dr. Rob Vasquez, the other half of the Happy Healthy Guys. So, Dr. Rob, welcome to the Happy Healthy Guys hot seat.
Dude, I don't know if I like this.
I like this. I'm gonna get to ask Rob any question that I want to ask, and he's gonna have to answer truthfully.
All right.
So
I don't know how much I like this, but
you're gonna love this.
Okay,
you're not gonna like it. You're gonna love it. So, but on a serious note, like I want people to know more about your story.
Okay.
I know your story very intimately, and we're best friends.
Yeah.
Known you for a very long time now. How many years? Back in what, 2002?
Gosh, it's
So yeah, like about 16 years. I remember walking in. I was a student in chiropractic school, and I'd heard about this incredibly successful doctor there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I'm like, well, I got to go check this guy out because I didn't really believe the hype. So I walk in, and I'm kind of a fly on the wall, just watching Dr. Rob operate, work with his patients. He's adjusting kids and families, and he's smiling and high-fiving, and the energy is great. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is making a difference in people's lives, and he's loving what he's doing. So, so I got to spend some time with him, and Rob became my mentor. And then before you know it, we're like hanging out together, and we're best friends. And then we've had a long, pretty cool relationship so far. So.
Yeah.
And then now the Happy Healthy Guys formed because we'd always wanted to do something together where we could impact people. And I think for us, the timing was perfect for us with our stories, what we went through, and where we are today. So Dr. Rob, if you would maybe share with everybody listening, kind of what happened to you that really, it was a real turning point, because it was one of the lowest points in your life. Seriously, it was one of the low, and if you've ever been at that low place, it is scary as heck. And for you, you were this chiropractor teaching everybody how to be healthy, taking care of their spine. Yeah. And then you're facing potential or almost certain back surgery. So maybe what happened and what was going through your mind?
Yeah, I think for me as a doc and teaching other people, it's almost like you have this feeling like you're almost invincible when it comes to your health. Yep. And I think that's kind of the way I thought. I mean, people would even come in and they would complain of things like severe back pain or neck pain and all these other things, and I'd go, yeah, I understand, but I really didn't understand what they were going through. And so
you didn't have that empathy potentially that maybe you couldn't have because you'd never been through something like that, right?
Yeah, I'd never been through something like that. So I remember I was really into running at that time, and I was training to do a marathon. Okay. And I could feel a little bit of twinge in my lower back, but not a big deal. I kind of would just brush it off. Yeah. Well, in the middle of training for that marathon, I was outside in the front in the front yard. Yeah. And I was washing our cars. You know, this was a long time ago. I don't remember last time I actually washed a vehicle.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, so we're doing this. We had this gate on our fence that actually locked from the inside out. Okay. And actually from the outside in. Yep. So I had gone into the backyard to grab something, and then I needed to come back out to the front yard. Yeah. And I was locked in the yard. I couldn't get back out to the front yard.
Why didn't you just jump the fence?
That's what I did. And so
bad advice.
Bad advice. Terrible advice, because you know, granted, it was an 8-foot fence, and 8 foot may as well look like it was 100 feet. I remember jumping like off the roof when I was a kid. Did you ever do that? We would jump off the roof. It was not a big deal.
Not when you're young.
No, not now though. And so I'm sitting on. I remember sitting on top of the fence, and I go to jump to get back into the front yard. Yeah. And the board at the top, it actually broke as I pulled back. Okay. And when I pulled back, I fell back into the backyard and landed square on my shoulders, compressed my entire spine. Yikes. Yeah, not good. And so it hurt tremendously. I finally got myself, I think I stayed back there long enough to where Beverly was wondering where I was, and she came back there looking for me, and I'm like laying in the backyard. And so, like I said, invincible, right? And so I came back in the office, was getting adjusted, but meanwhile I was continuing that marathon training. Little did I know that I had caused some damage to my spine, and it was probably already damaged as a result of just wear and tear over years.
Yeah.
And did the marathon, and I remember even at like mile number 12 or so, just having this excruciating lower back pain where it feels like somebody was just sticking an ice pick in my lower back.
Yeah.
And I did it anyway. Probably not the best thing.
Nope. Way to listen to your body there, Dr. Rob.
Exactly. Yeah. What would I have told a patient? You probably should have stopped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so stubborn, and so I remember then the marathon is done. Fast forward about a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Waking up one morning and I was literally just paralyzed in pain, excruciating pain. Couldn't move.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, maybe I'm dreaming, maybe if I close my eyes, I rest a little bit longer, the pain will just go away. Well, it didn't happen. So I roll myself out of bed, crawl to the bathroom and try to hoist myself up, and the pain was so bad I was blacking out. It was crazy.
Wow.
And so I had to call Beverly because I couldn't get dressed. I couldn't put my clothes on to get into the office. So she goes in there, she helps me, and in my mind I'm thinking, you know what, I'm gonna go into the office. You know what, by noon, gone.
Be fine.
I'm better. Yeah. I'll get adjusted a few times, put some ice on it, not a big deal. And so fast forward that day, didn't go away the next day, didn't go away the next day, and I was just in this excruciating pain where I just couldn't even think. I couldn't communicate with patients because the pain was that bad. And so I said, all right, well, here's what I'm gonna do. So to settle my own mind, I'm gonna go get an MRI.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be serious.
It's not gonna be serious. It'll be like a bulge, maybe, or a facet issue,
right?
A joint issue. So I go in and I do the MRI, and the rad tech who did the MRI goes, you know, I probably shouldn't tell you this, Dr. Rob, but I will, because you're the doctor that's gonna be reading the film. She goes, it looks bad. You probably should go see a surgeon immediately.
Wow. So they told you it's so bad, you need to go straight to the orthopedic.
The tech told me that, yeah.
Yeah, wow. And so you're thinking like, what the heck?
Exactly. So I call my radiologist immediately. I'm like, Doc, you gotta come meet me at the office. He meets me up there and he's like, yeah, you've got not just a 12mm herniation between L2 and L3, but you've got multiple disc bulges all the way down your spine. It doesn't look good, and it's probably something that you should consider doing surgery.
Oh.
Yeah. Not good. So that's really what it is that happened. And so that put me on this quest and this search, because I knew one thing is that I wasn't going to get surgery no matter what. I wasn't going to take drugs. I was going to do whatever I needed to do in order to be able to get better. And super humbling, I was embarrassed more than anything.
And think about this, and maybe, because I don't know that I know, I've got an opinion, but with the thousands of patients you've worked with chiropractically and all the x-rays and MRIs you've seen, how many 12mm herniations don't end up requiring a fusion or a back surgery?
Yeah, not many.
Like
I don't remember ever seeing one.
But this was almost certain. Like, you're gonna end up on an operating table.
Yeah, I was scared to death.
Yeah, okay.
Scared to death because I thought, you know, inevitably.
I was scared for you.
Yeah. So
I remember, you know, like, this is not the norm, man. You're dragging a leg. You're not yourself, and I know that, you know, you always want to do everything you can to avoid surgery. It's always last case scenario. But you were facing that, so. Yeah,
so I started flying around the country, meeting with the best chiropractors on the planet, specialists in that area, to be able to find out exactly what was going on. And I started doing everything that they said to do, and I would start getting better, but then I would always relapse back. And so because of that, I couldn't work out anymore because of the pain. Or if I would work out, or even just do like dumbbell curls, bicep curls, it would inflame my back. Even adjusting patients for longer than 30 minutes.
So your career chiropractically is
done.
Shot.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to figure that's a whole different story right there.
Right.
Just in how does we were able to overcome that as far as the office goes. And so I was getting better, and then I'd have longer periods where it'd be better, but it was because I really wasn't doing much. Yeah. And so just a lot, really sedentary. And so fast forward from there, then that's when you had your issue with cancer.
Cancer, yep.
So you go to Spain.
You're with me.
Then I'm with you, and I can't even walk.
No.
So you're dying of cancer. I remember us going, I don't know if you remember the hotel that we were in. It was only 2 stories to begin with, but we would...
the one in Puerto Banús?
Yeah, the one in Puerto Banús.
Yeah, okay.
And so even going up in the elevator, I'd have to prop myself up against the rail in the elevator.
I don't even remember that,
You
man.
know, just because I
think I was so self-absorbed with my own cancer that I didn't realize just how bad it was at the time.
Yeah.
And so if I never told you, thank you for dragging a leg through Spain to help support me.
Just literally dragging a leg through Spain.
But ultimately that's going to help turn this around for you, because what I went through and what we learned and what we came up with help get you out of this crisis.
Yes.
So it had a silver lining, which we are going to get to.
Yeah, there was a silver lining.
Yeah,
and so we get back from Spain, and just because of the things that we learned to be able to help you with cancer, I started applying that to my own life, my own health. And as a result of that, it was like literally, once I got serious about that, within a week of me doing that, the inflammation was gone and I was walking. I never forget, because Beverly and I we always do our goals in December, and I remember when we were doing our goals, I was having a hard time even concentrating on that, and I said, hey babe, if I'm not better within the next 3 months, I'm getting surgery. And that was part of the goals. Like in the next 90 days, I gotta lose weight. I've got to get the stress off of my body. I got to get myself better, or in 90 days I'm going to get surgery. And so January 1st, fully committed, was all in. By January the 7th, inflammation was completely gone. I was like,
so it happened quick.
Oh, it's fast. A week. Yeah. It was a week.
So how important do you think, obviously you did a lot of things that we don't have time to talk about to get to that point, but how important do you think that nutritional change that you made was to your recovery, and not only getting well, but now fast forward, how many years has it been?
Fast forward, that's 7 years ago.
7 years ago, and your level of health now in your back and your spine is, what would you say? How would you rank that?
I'd say I'm healthier now than when I was 21 years old. So a complete 180. Okay. Completely different. So
what we learned and what we went through in the development of our catabolic method, it's really not designed necessarily to help people lose weight, because clearly I wasn't overweight. Now you, on the other hand, you'd struggled even since a child. You'd struggled with your weight and had had emotional and a complex almost where it affected you. Not to change direction, but
I thought me being overweight because I was eating all organic food. I was eating 6 meals a day like we've been taught.
Yeah, snacking, healthy foods. Handful of cashews here, right? Protein shake there.
But it's organic and healthy, right?
Right.
And so I remember I was 205 pounds, and I couldn't exercise, right? And so because of putting these things into place, I lost 60 pounds almost immediately.
That probably didn't help your back at all.
Yeah, exactly. That extra 60 pounds. Try running around with an extra, like put a weight vest on with 60 pounds in it. You're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Your
blood pressure goes up 40 points immediately.
And that was the other thing, is that once I did that, I remember I was having some dental work done, and our dentist, he actually checks blood pressure. Yeah. And I remember him checking the blood pressure, and it was probably like 160 over 120. Yeah. When I'd gone in before all this stuff happened, and I just kind of dismissed it as like, oh, that's just my resting blood pressure because I'm doing all these things right.
Syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm like, oh, it's not a big deal, or I'm stressed out because I'm getting ready to have my teeth drilled on, right? Me out. It did stress me out, but the next time that I went in after losing that 60 pounds and they checked the blood pressure again, they're like, what have you been doing, doctor? Because obviously they noticed because I was a lot thinner at that time. Yeah. But my blood pressure that time when they did it was like 110 over like 60. It was like crazy low. Yep. They were like, what happened? And then I had the whole entire office listening to the story as I'm communicating them what it is that I did.
Wow, man. So that story it's super inspiring. Not only the overcoming the back problem, the lost weight. What other things changed in your life, would you say, by going through what you went through? Us going into Spain and us getting our health back. What else has that impacted with your life? I guess I'm not asking a good question, but does that make sense when I'm asking it?
It does. Yeah. It does. Yeah. The other benefits that I gained from it was even with my family. Okay. My family, because I changed all of these things. Well, my wife Beverly, she started making those changes. She lost weight. Not that she had very much to lose, but she lost weight. She started feeling better. As a result, she was happier.
Yeah.
Our kids now were happier because it was almost like they got their mom and their dad back.
Totally.
Right? And so now dad could be able to play with them because I couldn't play with them. My daughter, I remember at the time, I'd love in the house that we were in, I had to take her upstairs just to be able to put her to bed at night. She loved for me to hold her. I couldn't carry her. And so the great thing is, like now today, I guarantee you, as soon as I walk in the door, my son Seth will jump into my arms, and he's 8.
Yep.
And Isabella will jump into my arms, and I can carry him, and now they're 8-year-olds, and with no problem. So those were the other benefits that I had as a result of doing that. I've got more energy. My stamina is much better than what it was before, just from an attitude perspective. My attitude is completely different, and that's everything.
Yep. So what I'm hearing you say is your health impacts everything in your life.
Absolutely.
And so with what you went through and what I went through, I think, what do you feel like, how does your purpose change maybe from sitting in a brick and mortar chiropractic office, helping, of course, a lot of people. You ran one of the largest natural healthcare clinics in the entire country for many years. What changed about your purpose? How do you see yourself now? What's the significance of that?
That's a great question. The significance is this, is I used to look at my purpose as being really what it is that I was doing or what I did. In other words, I thought my purpose was to be a chiropractor, to be able to help a lot of people. But what I found is that God said, no, my purpose isn't for you to be a chiropractor. Chiropractic is what you do and what you teach people, right? Who you are and your identity is my son, in whom I've given you this power, right? Not only for your body to be able to heal, but to teach others how their body can be able to heal as well. And so that identity is now more of somebody that is a teacher, a healer, and a mentor that can be able to help so many more people. And I'm not saying there's not anything wrong with being a chiropractor, but that's what I did. But that wasn't my identity and who I am.
No, I think what you just said there is so significant, because a lot of times we find our identity in the wrong thing.
Totally.
And if your identity is found in the wrong thing, it'll always let you down, and you'll never really truly have that significance or purpose. So I know that when we go through rough times, and we've all gone through them, guys, trouble's gonna come. You go through stuff. But what's gonna happen once you go through it and when you come out of it? And I think for you and for me as well, what we went through, it was a low time, but you've come out of it more inspired than ever before.
Absolutely.
And more prepared and more empathetic to people who are out there struggling, who are trying to find that solution, who are going to doctors, or spending time, money, and energy. They're frustrated and they don't really know where to go. So I think for you and I coming together now with what you went through and what I went through, the Happy Healthy Guys, it was the perfect timing for us now to work together and to meet people where they are and help them have that whole new excitement again for life, health, and live that happy, healthy lifestyle. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I guess in conclusion, if I've missed anything, how would you define what it means, or what it feels like, or what does it really mean to be happy and healthy? And I think you kind of asked me a similar question earlier, but I want to hear from you. What does that really mean? Because on the outside, to be happy and to be healthy sounds like heaven to me, right?
Absolutely.
And I always want to strive for those things. What does that mean to you, Dr. Rob, and to anybody listening, based off your experience, your life, your story? What does that really mean?
I think being happy and healthy really is defined as really who it is that you are, right? Because you can choose to be happy, okay, and you can also choose to be healthy. That's really who it is that you are. So if that's who you are, that's going to be what it is that you do,
right?
Automatically. So really being happy and healthy is choosing that path and understanding that God did design us to be happy, and He did design us to be healthy. I think a lot of people have this illusion that, hey, if I'm going to be healthy, that means that I'm going to be miserable because I'm going to be eating things that I don't like, right? I'm going to have to do things that I don't enjoy doing. I'm going to be miserable and just have this hard challenge to be able to get there. That's not happy, right?
No.
But the reality is that, yes, you can do things that you really enjoy doing. You can eat things that you enjoy eating.
Absolutely.
And as a result of then being healthy, you're automatically, obviously, you are going to be happy. But at the end of the day, what I believe is that really is a choice that we make.
I love it, man. So people really don't need another program.
No.
They just need a clear vision of what health is and how to take action on that. So I know we've created a ketabolic method. We've created an SCT oil that was really born out of what we went through as well, that we are using now. So I know you're still using those same programs that we offer, as I do as well. We use those programs not to treat illness or disease or to lose weight. We really use it to stay healthy, to be in alignment with choosing to be happy and choosing to be healthy, and making it simple so people can actually get a quick win, succeed. What would you say about the ketabolic method? Why is that important to you, and our product SCT oil?
Yeah, I think the ketabolic method is really important because it really, honestly, it's not necessarily a method more than it's a lifestyle, which is a lifestyle that we've been living ever since we came back home from Spain. So it's just really living that lifestyle. But I think for a lot of people, just living any kind of, or doing some kind of program or new thing seems hard to them, or short-lived, right? So this is something that with the ketabolic method and this lifestyle that you can not just do now, right? Over the course of the length of the program is only 21 days, but it's something that when you get to that 21 days, you're like, what everybody always asks is, how do I continue to keep on doing this every single day after that, which is super cool. So it makes it really easy to do that. And like you were talking about, when it comes to, you know, our identity, who it is that we are, I think we have to also make sure that we've got this vision of what it is that we want as far as our life to be happy and healthy, and be really specific with that. And the ketabolic method can help you to be able to get to where it is that you want to go with that.
I love that, man. Well, I got to tell you, man, thanks for letting me pick your brain, ask you some questions, and getting this on camera, because I want people to know more about you and your story. And man, I couldn't be more proud to have you as a best friend and as my equal half partner.
Absolutely.
With
Likewise,
the Happy Healthy Guys, man. So thank you guys. Thank you, Dr. Rob. I'm Dr. Randy. This is Dr. Rob, the Happy Healthy Guys. We love you. God bless each and every one of you.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, brother.